Welcome to this special edition of World Update on the Persecuted Church with Release International, brought to you from Burma, the land of the Golden Pagodas, a land ruled by a military junta which has a saying, to be a Burmese is to be a Buddhist, as many Christians are finding out to their cost.
If you are a Christian, then you have a CVRS, which means you are automatically considered a second-class citizen.
They handcuffed me and hoisted me above the ground by my handcuffs until my feet no longer touched the ground. And there they told me to preach.
If nothing happened to us, we are surprised. We are waiting for persecution. We are waiting for problems from the authorities.
Myanmar is a beautiful country, green, lush and fertile, with gentle, smiling people who give visitors the warmest of welcomes. Yet Burma is ruled by a military junta, which ignored the landslide vote for democracy in 1990. Most of the West are aware of the plight of democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi, who's under house arrest for 10 of the past 17 years. Amnesty International has described this land as a prison without walls. But it's not just Democrats who are persecuted. After the abortive elections, 100,000 Muslims fled this country. Nationalism here has a religious dimension. The authorities restrict Christians in the cities and persecute them in the country.
Christ taught in the Gospel of John that if they persecute me, they will persecute you. It's one of those inevitable things of life.
We are not allowed to have worship service at a house, and at the same time we are not allowed to build a church building, and we are not allowed to build a building for Bible college. So we are oppressed. We are afraid that are we hearing by other people outside? So many times we tell our people, don't sing loudly, don't pray loudly, something like that.
Barnabus leads an underground Bible school. He says he and many others are treated as second-class citizens in Burma because they have what's known here as the C virus.
We have a saying here in this country about the C virus. That is, if you are Chin and if you are a Christian, then you have a C virus. C virus means Christian. You are automatically considered a second-class citizen. You will not get promoted at any government employment. So you have no much hope. They want to destroy their faith. They want to convert it into Buddhism.
Paul trained as a Buddhist monk until idealism gave way to violence. A self-confessed murderer and former soldier, he's not a man you'd want to rub up the wrong way. He hated Christians. Until one day he was taken drunk to a church and heard the gospel. The preacher said, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, you will go to hell. Within 5 days, Paul had become a Christian and was zealously leading others to the Lord. The military arrested him for preaching in Chin State. They took him to a torture room with blood on the ground and demanded to know why he'd converted from Buddhism. For 14 hours, his torturers took it in turns to interrogate him, changing shift every 2 hours.
They handcuffed me and hoisted me above the ground by my handcuffs until my feet no longer touched the ground. And there they told me to preach. I preached the gospel that I loved so much for 3 hours. After I finished, they let me down and my body was covered with blood, especially from my wrists. I passed out and don't remember anything. Much blood came out from my mouth. I could not drink, I could not eat for more than a week. And I was put into a cell with 35 prisoners. I led 32 to the Lord. Then the government tried to make me sign a paper saying I would not preach about Christ. If I signed, they said they would release me from prison. I refused to sign, and they put me in prison again. They charged me with using the Christian faith to oppose my country. I had no regrets, but praise God, read the Bible and talk with God in prison. I have no disappointment at all. Up to today, I preach all over Burma, and I praise God for letting me live for His glory.
Pastor James was brought up in Chin State. He knew God was calling him to be a Bible teacher, and that's a tough call in a land where the military junta backs Buddhism with the barrel of a gun.
Last year, we were reported by the neighbors that we are persuading the children to become Christians. So we were called by the local authority 4 times, and they make us sign that I will not have any more teaching to the children. So for 2 months we closed our school down, and this is one of the hardest times in my life. But by the grace of God, we are also privileged not only to believe in Him but also to suffer for Him. So it's not worthy to say that we suffer, but just to encourage people that these are very small manners and small things that we have been facing. I am so thankful to God that He allows me one of His servants in Myanmar.
Why have you asked for your face not to be seen on this? What is your concern would happen to you if the authorities saw?
Frankly speaking, I'm afraid authorities, the leaders of our country, may recognize my face and put me in trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Maybe in prison, not being able to serve God.
Today, James Underground Bible School is thriving as students gather from around Myanmar, eager to bring the gospel to their country. Pastor Abraham Van Dot, not his real name, has paid a heavy price for preaching the gospel. He's had a pistol pointed at his chest and spent the best part of a month in jail. He'd probably be there still if he hadn't managed to bribe his way out. Earlier, he was sacked from his job with a major development organization just for preaching. But nothing can wipe the constant smile from his face. You're going to have to take our word for it, because we've had to conceal that face to protect his identity.
I went to the Chin State, the remote area, to preach the gospel, my sons and some of my friends. And the army captain heard our praying, and he came to us and then pointed to me with the pistol and said, I can kill one man without permission. Because of persecution, we get more unity. Moreover, the house churches are increasing more and more. And now we are still running the house churches nearly in the whole country, all the evangelical churches.
If nothing happened to us, we are surprised. We are waiting for persecution. We are waiting for problems from the authorities. And God has been so good to us, and we are not afraid of persecution and difficulties. What we ask to God is sometimes give us persecution, but send difficulties so that the church may be growing and the church may have prayer life and the church may be stronger and stronger.
Release International is providing food for Christian families in Burma. It supports the wives of pastors in prison, and it provides Bibles and Christian literature. Through its network of partners, Release supports persecuted Christians in 30 nations. That's it from this special edition of World Update. For breaking news, get our weekly news bulletin Persecution Now. And for in-depth features, why not sign up for Witness magazine? All available from the website www.releaseinternational.org.
It is very difficult to be the wife of a pastor who is in prison, but I would like to encourage people to take heed to read the Bible and pray very much, and you will be comforted.
Goodbye, and God bless.